Welcome to MMA Fancast. My Jason, welcome back to all who are already subscribers to the YouTube channel. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more great interviews, including the one coming at you right now with a Pittsburgh MMA legend himself, Khama, the Deathstar Worthy. Khama, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be back, man.
Always fantastic having you on the show. As a little bit more of intro, you are 1 week away, exactly a week away from March 15th, which is Brawl in the Burgh 27 for 247 Fighting Championships going down at the Murrysville Sportzone Arena, where you are the co-main event / main event, And so how are you feeling a week out?
I feel good. I feel
That
pretty
is
good. Ready to go.
It's always exciting. Every time you've been inside the 247 cage, you have a 6-1 record in the 247 cage. So obviously, you've really put on a lot of great shows for 247. First ever pro champ for 247, and the first and still only ever pro fighter to go from 247 to the UFC. You've really blazed a trail, not only for Pittsburgh MMA, but also specifically in 247. So what's prepping for this fight been like for you? And obviously, you're always a pleasure to have on the show and watch fights. So, what are your thoughts a week out?
I mean, it's kind of the same stuff. It doesn't really change. Kind of a little bit more excitement. I'm looking forward to this fight. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Guys seem to really bring it and stuff. So it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, but as the preparation and mental approach, it's kind of the same as we always are.
Well, and something that we talk about when you're on here is the mental physical approach. This is your 32nd or 33rd pro MMA fight, not to mention boxing and kickboxing. So you are super, super experienced in how your body works in training. What's it like? I know you've said before, you coach and own and run and train Pittsburgh MMA Academy. How's that been going? And then obviously I know in camp is tough, but overall, how's the gym been doing?
Same shit. I mean, working, teaching classes, work with the kids, teaching. We had a couple of people. There's some fights about 2 weeks ago. There's some kickboxing fights, and MMA fights and stuff. So it's the same approach, man. Just going about it and preparation. Then when it's time for me to focus on myself, I do that for a little bit, and then it's get right back to it right afterwards.
And that's great. It's great that you kind of show how, and I know some other owners and fighters do that as well, balancing between training yourself as well as coaching and training others. What are your thoughts on Jeremy Henry? If it wasn't for you, compared to your numbers, but this is his 13th pro MMA fight. For most pros, that's a fairly established, fairly veteran pro. Obviously, with your 32nd pro fight, you have a lot more experience. What are your thoughts on Jeremy Henry as your opponent?
He's game. Like that's the big thing. Like a lot of people aren't really game. They'll look for the safer route. He seems like he likes to take, and that's what makes him dangerous. Like he's not a bitch. Like a lot of guys are scared to do stuff. And from what I see from him, he kind of likes to fire. Now that can be dangerous. Sometimes you're gonna, like, especially with me, he's gonna understand he's bitten off more than he can chew. But he's definitely dangerous, and that's like a very unique approach. So be a good feel to see like how he goes about and stuff. So I definitely looking forward to him. But I mean, like he hasn't really shown me anything that like anything special. Like he's regular fire. Like I say, he likes to punch, likes to get down, he likes to get a little nasty, but it's nothing over the top, nothing I haven't seen before.
Sure. Well, at your point in your career with your experience, there's not a lot that you haven't seen. Obviously, that's a nice balance. You know that he's a game opponent. That's what you care about. Somebody that's going to show up and also put on a good fight. That's what you've always been known for doing. I ask this question every time because you are a professional fighter that is tough and exciting and get great knockout, but you also have such a love for your little ninjas, the kids that you train and stuff like that. What are your thoughts with them? A couple fights ago, there was maybe a 11 or 12-year-old girl that sat behind me screaming for you the whole time. You know, you've got a lot of support, not only from Pittsburgh, but from the kids. So what are your thoughts on kids training MMA in general, and specifically then your kids who train MMA at the MMA Pittsburgh Academy?
They irritate me. It's like, no, they're cool, man. Those are my little homies. There'll be some kids at the fights for this one. Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of why you do this whole thing. It's like, especially for me at this point, it's a good example to set for them. It's a good way to let them know if they really follow through on the things that they try to accomplish, whether you're doing or you fail, but just keep that pedal, that foot on the pedal and keep going. So yeah, I love to have the kids around. The kids are awesome, even though they irritate the life out of me as I start cutting weight because they can tell that you're tired and they just like to push your buttons. But I love them. Next week we're only sparring. I told them because they be not listening, so we're just gonna spar all next week. We're gonna be sparring. I'm gonna go live on my Instagram. You'll see kids just beating the life out of each other.
Yes, yes. So you mean you're going to be sparring the kids next week because it's your fight week?
Oh no, they're gonna be sparring each other. No, not
Gotcha.
gonna be sparring each other
Yeah, I
because
was
they
like,
don't
oh
listen.
no, I don't know.
They can
Okay.
tell when you start getting tired. The kids just don't. They just don't listen. So they're gonna be sparring each other. So it makes the classes easier. And we have another coach, Santiago. They just run over top of him. So I'm like, we're just gonna be sparring. Make it as hard physical as possible. So that way they don't really have time to be disobedient. They're just worried about not getting too tired from the actual workout. So.
Well,
What
it
was it? Be
makes
less
sense.
bunch of heavy wrestling and heavy sparring.
It's your fight week, so obviously changing what you do at the gym makes a lot of sense. I can't wait for me to be cage side again and see your seventh or eighth. I think it'd be your seventh, eighth fight within the 247 cage, maybe more at this point. What are your predictions? Will you give a prediction? And if not, then what are your kind of closing thoughts on this upcoming main event, co-main event with Lucas Seabird? I think you guys are both the co-main event, which is awesome for 247 Fighting Championship Brawl in the Burgh, 27 March 15th. So what are your thoughts prediction-wise?
Yeah, same shit. Like no, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to like I said, I'm gonna throw down like that's just what I do, and I think he's gonna come out and do the same thing. But yeah, I'm looking to get a finish. That's what I always look for. I'm pretty sure he'll be looking for the same, so that's gonna make for fun fight. So make sure you get your tickets, make sure you get your streams on and get ready to go.
I agree. You are always so much fun to watch. They can get their tickets from 247fighting.com or directly from you if you still have tickets. And if they're
Yeah,
going,
I still got a couple.
okay, good. They can get them directly from the Deathstar, or if you're doing streaming, download the app 247 Live or get the streaming from 247fighting.com. I always recommend the app. The app is great and is good for any smart device. So I really appreciate you coming on. This has been Luke Basin from Main Fancast with the one, the only, Khama, the Death Star Worthy. Thanks so much.
Thanks, brother.